Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry one.
True, but then there's also, well, I don't know. I was doing some additional sort of research into Bugs Bunny, and there was
I
a sort
love
of
I that's one of my favorite sentences.
additional research into Bugs Bunny. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a 1938 Porky Pig cartoon that featured a sort of different rabbit character that like
Hmm.
looked different and had a different voice, but that voice by Mel Blanc, the famous cartoon voice actor, is basically the Woody Woodpecker voice, but
Hmm.
as a rabbit, which is kind of funny that it's like,
Oh, wow.
I
Man of
don't
a
know.
thousand voices, maybe man of a
I
couple
mean, yeah.
voices that he keeps reusing.
But so that was kind of interesting because like that's from 1938, and it's like very much more like 1930s style of animation. It's like
Hmm.
very that kind of like early Disney, early like Fleischer Brothers aesthetic. It's
Hmm.
black and white, but the first like proper Bugs Bunny short that we're talking about is in color. It's
So
got like
it's
kind
called
of
a
a
wild
more,
hare.
yeah.
And it has the classic kind of Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd situation.
Right. It opens with Elmer Fudd walking through the woods saying, "Shh, I'm hunting rabbits."
Which is classic, which is exactly what
Right.
he says.
But it's like it's kind of funny how it is that thing. Like I think we've watched a lot of stuff of like, especially in early animation, where it's like, okay, they've kind of got it right. It's like, okay, yeah, this is technically Mickey Mouse, but like they got some things to work out, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Elmer Fudd, especially, maybe not as much with Bugs Bunny, but like Elmer Fudd is like completely fully formed in this
Yeah,
short.
it narratively, if not visually, because these are kind of like what we're talking about are slightly off model Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Tom and Jerry. They're like
Well,
visually not
off
fully
off
formed yet.
modeled. I mean, they hadn't, they hadn't made the model yet.
Right, yeah, but like, it's not like they came in like visually fully formed.
Right. We're sort of, I guess, somewhat still in like Simpsons shorts territory in terms of
That's
like
it.
character
Yeah,
design.
this is Tracy Ullman Bugs Bunny.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is like the class. Like Elmer Fudd is trying to shoot and eat Bugs Bunny, presumably, and Bugs Bunny is a real stinker and is sort of messing with him to try to not get murdered.
when I was doing when I was grabbing this short to watch and for the research for the episode, I ended up just kind of going on a Looney Tunes deep dive and watching a whole bunch, and I will be watching
Hmm.
a whole bunch more because I love Looney Tunes. It's been a while since I've sat down and watched some Looney Tunes shorts, and they are incredible. Uh,
Yeah,
but I will say that, like, maybe we should check in a little bit more in the next couple of years because we are kind of, you know, ankle deep in the golden age of animation right now.
yeah,
And
and I can feel it. Like
yeah,
it's like we watched a lot of animation for this episode, and it's like, there's a lot going on.
yeah.
It's kind of wild how like how different the animation, right, even compared to like a couple years earlier, like how different it is.
And I will say when I talk about like slightly off model Bugs Bunny, he I think that this Looney Tunes short is very good, but as I was watching
Mm,
stuff from 1940 and like peeking ahead a little bit and watching things from 41, 42, 43, even by the next year or two, you are seeing fully unimpeachable, like
right.
perfectly scripted Looney Tunes. Where
I
the 1940 stuff that I watched like three 1940 shorts, and they are they're really good, but they're a little rougher around the edges.
It's worth pointing out that this is directed by Tex Avery,
Hmm.
Fred Tex Avery.
One of the big names.
Right, he's sort of like the guy who I feel like kind of set the standard for like what Looney Tunes is, almost in terms of like the pacing of it, the humor, the writing, and it's like a lot of that is apparent in this. It's like, right, the situation, but then it's like a lot of the jokes are like, "Hey, ties a shotgun to a knot," like we're like into a bow. Like
Right.
that's a very Looney Tunesy thing to do.
Yes, it is. I And shortly after this, Tex Avery kind of had disagreements with the Warner Brothers studio,
Mhm.
and so he moved on to MGM and was involved in Tom and Jerry for much of its run.
Ah.
And he made Red Hot Riding Hood, which I'm sure we'll be covering.
I think, well, we have to. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's iconic.
That's gonna be like an easy 1943 thumbnail is the wolf with his
Sure.
eyeballs sticking out,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't know if you picked up on this. I don't even know if this is accurate, but one thing that I noticed that I might be completely making this up is I thought the Bugs Bunny, the like character design, like you said, it's not quite fully there yet. I kind of feel like Bugs Bunny looks a little bit more like Clark Gable in
Huh.
this than the like classic Bugs Bunny design.
I could see the argument.
And I don't know if that's because, right, I've read the thing, which I know is like kind of not 100% confirmed that it's like Bugs Bunny is based on Clark Gable in It Happened One Night.
You know, watching this, I felt a little less sure about that, you know?
Because
Like
also, even like saying, doesn't he say Doc in that also?
maybe.
Because I was looking up what the, because, says that in this short.
Mhm.
And I was looking into the sort of, there is a fair amount of like easy to find internet stuff written about the phrase "What's up, Doc?" and like where that came from. And it seems like that's just a thing that Tex Avery would say, or like a phrase that he kind of knew from, I guess, from Texas that
Hell
people
yeah.
said. So I was like, ah, sure, throw that in there. Unaware that it would become an iconic, famous piece of American culture.
It would become Danny Torrance's iconic line. Yeah, but this short, it's, while still being rough around the edges in the way that I was talking about, it's still really well put together. He says,
Yeah,
"What's up, Doc?" He's doing like classic Bugs Bunny misdirection,
right.
uh, tricking Elmer and all that. I was
Hmm.
almost kind of thinking that we were going to see him in drag in this one, like the really fully formed Bugs
Hmm.
Bunny. Didn't quite
Yeah,
happen though.
we'll get there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how early that starts happening, but
I'm sure pretty
I get
soon.
the sense based on the fact that like I do know like a lot of Looney Tunes, like we said in earlier episodes, is pulling from like especially really early silent comedy, and considering how prevalent drag is in early silent comedy, that's like I can definitely see like kind of the kind of lineage there.
I
Things like anvils, sausage links, right? All that stuff that we were like in 1900, we're like, hey, Looney Tunes stuff.